Hello and welcome to Science Research Weekly, Season 4, Episode 20, DNA from Air, Cancer from Dinosaurs. Get ready for eDNA Everything, Romer's Gap Tetrapods, Dinosaur Soft Tissues for Cancer Research, the R Journal Volume 16/3, and a caution about correlation versus causation. This episode covers material from May 30th to June 5th. Let's get started with some research articles. First up, shotgun sequencing of airborne eDNA achieves rapid assessment of whole biomes, population genetics, and genomic variation. So this article goes through environmental DNA or eDNA, and this analysis of eDNA is really picking up steam, and I'm all aboard. Researchers use this eDNA with shotgun long-read sequencing, and they're able to analyze the data with an impressive 2-day turnaround from airborne sample collections using a single investigator. Study definitely highlights the usefulness of sampling eDNA for unbiased and non-targeted information-rich analyses in things including biodiversity monitoring, population genetics, pathogen and disease vector genomic surveillance, allergen and narcotic surveillance, antimicrobial resistance surveillance, and bioprospecting. Next up, we have nano-structural antibiofilm coatings based on recombinant resilin. So bacteria, especially biofilm-forming ones, are a big problem on surfaces such as hospitals or even in space. So one way to deal with bacteria is to keep them from establishing a place on a surface to begin with, so they can't form aggregations, can't form biofilms. So in comes resilin, which is an elastic insect protein. By coating surface using resilin mimetic polypeptides, researchers found a lot of promising features, including antimicrobial properties and biocompatibility. This really could be used for coating medical devices, helping with drug delivery, etc. Okay, moving along here, we have new UPB constraints and geochemistry of the East Kirkton Quarry, Scotland, implications for early tetrapod evolution in the Carboniferous. Romer's gap is a gap in the fossil record between 360 and 345 million years ago, during the time when vertebrates were going from land to water. Now, Scottish fossils of stem amphibians and ammonites have been dated between 344 and 338 million years ago, right in that around that gap. If so, this would help resolve the crucial and mysterious period of a tetrapod evolution. So here's some of the pictures if you're looking at the video podcast on of one of the potential reconstructions of one of the fossils, again found in Scotland. All right, we're not done with fossils here. We have the next article, Preserving Fossilized Soft Tissues, Advancing Proteomics, and Unveiling the Evolutionary History of Cancer in Dinosaurs. Soft tissues in dinosaurs are one of the most fascinating pieces of paleontology, and it opens up some novel subfields. Paleoproteomics, the study of proteins of extinct organisms, and paleopathology, the study of diseases, disorders in extinct organisms. So dinosaurs may have something to tell us about how cancer has evolved across deep time, including whether or not dinosaurs, we know they got cancer, whether they deal with cancer the same way modern organisms do, or if they have had novel ways of dealing with it, which could actually help current oncology research. All right, finally, we have the article, a transiting giant planet in orbit around a 0.2 solar mass host star. So big star, small planet, that's the normal planetary system setup. But what about a big planet around a comparatively smaller star? Not like a planet bigger than a star, but a small star for small star standards. Well, this is much rarer, though astronomers have found a giant planet about half the mass of Saturn around a small star, which is about 20% the size of the Sun. The planet is TOI 6894b, and kind of helps astronomers understand planetary formation, especially in the rare spectrum. All right, with that, let's turn to a couple of research tools. Volume 16/3 of the R Journal is now available with articles such as SIHR, Statistical Inference in High-Dimensional Linear and Logistic Regression Models, and PubChem-R, an R package for assessing chemical data from PubChem. One new R blogger's post from a statistician's R notebook, Correlation versus Causation, Understanding the Difference. So help a good primer on how to think about correlation and causation. And one new R package from CRAN, GGLM-SEL, Generalized Linear Mixed Model Selection. There are no new grants, so if you want to take this extra time to like the video version, subscribe wherever you listen or watch, that would be great. Fat planet around a tiny star. Thanks for joining me for Science Research Weekly. Science on.